Clock's trial officially began today, and reporters inside the courtroom shared insights from the first day. According to them, the prosecution appeared unprepared, stumbling over their words, struggling to answer the judge's questions, and presenting little evidence to counter Clock's defense. As the day concluded, Clock seemed visibly emotional, which was understandable given that it was his first trial. However, his lawyers reassured him, whispering that they were confident in their victory. In fact, his legal team later shared a message from him from jail. To understand K-Flock's potential release date, it's important to first examine the details of the case. According to the trial records, on December 23, 2021, rapper K-Flock, whose real name is Kevin Perez, was involved in the fatal shooting of Oscar Hernandez. That day, Flock was walking down a city sidewalk with two others, dressed in a blue designer coat, a shiesty mask, and designer jeans. As he passed a barbershop, Oscar Hernandez, who was inside, spotted him. Recognizing Flock, Hernandez ran outside and confronted him, yelling, "What are you looking at?" Given their past history, the two quickly got into a heated argument, exchanging words. When the argument ended, Hernandez turned his back and began walking away. At that moment, Flock allegedly pulled out a firearm and opened fire, hitting Hernandez multiple times as he tried to run back into the barbershop for safety. Once Flock stopped shooting, he fled the scene, leaving Hernandez lying on the sidewalk. Witnesses immediately called 911 in an attempt to save Hernandez's life. Paramedics arrived and transported him to a local New York hospital, but he was ultimately pronounced dead. At the scene, all that remained were shell casings and Hernandez's slides. For 24 hours, the NYPD had no leads on the masked suspect. They collected security footage but couldn't identify him. That's when they turned to the public for help, releasing a photo of the suspect online. Unfortunately for Flock, just hours before the shooting, he had posted pictures of himself wearing the same blue designer jacket seen in the footage. Fans quickly put two and two together and identified him. Realizing the situation, Flock acted fast. In his last hours as a free man, he hired one of the best defense attorneys, met with him, and then turned himself in at the NYPD's 30th precinct. His lawyer released a statement saying, "Yesterday, I accompanied Kevin as he self-surrendered to detectives at the 30th precinct. Arrangements were immediately made with the NYPD once I learned he was wanted. Regarding the charges against him, we have begun our own investigation. We will address bail once we have reviewed the case and further examined the DA's evidence." After receiving the prosecution's evidence, Flock's legal team maintained that he acted in self-
He hits the ground and is found. He's got a loaded that was in his pocket that his hand was on at the time. So we consider that to be self-defense.
So he did take even in self-defense.
That's what the allegation is. You know, I don't want to talk too much about the details of the case.
Okay.
The government claims that he pulled it. But at the same time, the person that was on the ground had his hand on a illegal loaded.
Okay. So without saying too much, you're arguing obviously self-defense.
That could be one of the arguments, self-defense. And I would say to the public, if somebody's walking up to you with a loaded, it's pretty clear he's going to use it, with a criminal record a mile long. Do you want to get or do you not want to?
Oh, absolutely. I wouldn't hesitate to pull.
Shortly after the NYPD released their statement, they suggested the incident stemmed from a long-standing rivalry between street teams, largely due to K-Flock's affiliation with a Bronx-based crew. Flock had a history of street involvement, and with his influence came constant targeting from rivals seeking retaliation. This ongoing conflict ultimately damaged his reputation in the rap industry, leading his best friend to say,
"Okay, but so I saw some fans who were off at both me and academics after K-Flock got locked up because, well, just because I guess in our tone when we talked about it, it might have seemed like we were being a little too presumptuous. But is that weird for you? Because I'm sure you see people all the way from rappers to whoever acting like, your boy is just done and he's cooked in the situation.
People, especially people that don't even know him, Y'all don't even know what's going on.
Yeah.
I noticed some fans were upset with both me and Academics after K got locked up, probably because of the way we spoke about it. I guess our tone might have come off as too presumptuous. But does that feel weird to you? Because I'm sure you see everyone, from rappers to random people, acting like your boy is completely done, like he's cooked in this situation. And the craziest part? Most of them don't even know what's really going on, bro.
Lock it up, flop. Lock it on my doc. Soon come home, man. You got these little boys walking around with no tools, Flock. They need you. They need you, Flock.
Talk to them, Flock. Let them know, my dog. You got these little boys out here walking around with no jewels. Flock, they need you. They need you, bro. I'm coming.
What's it like for you? What's it like for you watching the K Flock thing happen? That's crazy. Next big artist coming out of New York.
I love Flock, so I like that. That's my guy.
Okay.
But you know, I'm wishing him the best right now. You know what I'm saying? And you know, for the alleged charges they pushing on him, you know what I'm saying? I'm wishing his family the best. I'm wishing the whole team the best and everything. You know what I'm saying? And I hope he beat the alleged charges. Because he got a lot of future brightness. He got it. I hope, you know what I'm saying?
That would be a sad story if that's the ending.
We ain't gonna think like that. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta stay calm.
This even led to Bobby responding to Flock's case.
They want you. They want. I knew they wanted him bad when they waited for that law to get passed. So it'd be 8-4.
Oh right.
Yeah. They waited all the way to that law got passed to take him to trial.
Yeah, he was in jail for 2 years, 3 years.
Yeah. They could have been took you to trial.
Right.
They waited till that law got passed and took him to trial a couple months later. When they want you, man. They're gonna see how he didn't get a bond after.
As K Flock's lawyers were preparing his defense, he was hit with even more charges. A federal grand jury indicted him on multiple racketeering conspiracy charges, also known as RICO charges. Fans quickly reacted online, with many saying, K Flock just caught a RICO. It's over. DJ Academics also weighed in, stating, the feds just unsealed an indictment on K Flock for a RICO charge. If he doesn't beat those charges or cooperate, the mandatory minimum is life in prison. On top of the federal charges, Flock is still facing state charges that have kept him behind bars, drawing comparisons to how the feds handled YNW Melly's case. Boozy also chimed in saying, when the feds want you...
Know what's going on with the people that's in the courtroom, man. For real. There'll be false accusations. Y'all don't even know what's going on for real. Y'all really be trying to play Inspector Gadget and all this. Y'all just be weird. That's what I'm talking about, man. Like, first y'all into the jam ballers out there. Now y'all come on money at first, man. Snitch on what? Y'all don't even really know what's going on for real. Some of my kids, y'all really just be running. That's why I don't participate in nothing that got to do with nothing illegal. Y'all be trying to get them put under the jail.
K Flock's lawyers responded to the RICO charges, stating, we're not surprised by the federal charges, as we've been fighting Kevin's state charges for over a year now. Considering the incident was a clear act of self-defense, it was never a strong charge. But the fact that it's now being used as the basis for a federal case is extraordinary. The video clearly shows Kevin attempting to walk away before being confronted. Only then did he use an item to defend himself against an armed individual who was reaching into his pocket. The feds are using every tactic possible to gather evidence against K Flock, which led them to his co-defendant, Sticky. According to DJ Academics, K Flock's co-defendant, Sticky, says they approached him, asking him to snitch on Flock, and he told them, no, I'll see you in 30 years. Sticky later shared an Instagram post featuring a picture of him and K Flock in the streets, captioning it, did stuff in RL together, guess we gotta defend our freedom together. They said, tell us about Kevin, help yourself, 30 years is a long time. Well, guess I'll see you in 30 years. This development is both good and bad news for Flock. The good news? Amid all the chaos, we finally heard from K Flock himself. He was seen on FaceTime with friends on the outside, though it's unclear how he managed to get access to FaceTime in jail. In the photos from the call, Flock appears visibly worried, and it's possible he's been struggling internally. He doesn't have the same confident presence we're used to seeing from him. The call itself was brief, lasting only about 20 seconds. and while I can't share the footage due to copyright, these images give a clear glimpse into how Kay Flock is looking and feeling as he faces his current legal battle.